within kicking range. Steadies, moves in. Here's the kick. A right footer, it's a beauty. It's going to make the goal square. The pack set themselves almost to mark off hands and through for another point. Sandy Bay, 11 goals, 14, 80. 2 goals the difference. Glenorchy 9, 14, 68. Here's McCann's kickoff. Beautiful kick, almost into the centre of the ground, looking for Pilkington. He goes high. Here's Ling with a turn of pace. Does it beautifully. Beautifully done by Ling. Puts it onto the right foot. Kicks it in towards the full forward position, looking for Hudson. Almost takes the mark. He's got it. Left puts it in towards goal. Missed it. I think he's missed it. Through for a point. Well, Peter's had a number of opportunities to score majors today. He probably hasn't got his best kicking boots on today, John.
No, he's kicked 4 goals 6, which is most unlike Peter Hudson. He's just been offline on a couple of occasions, trying to not overdo anything, but he was just trying to make sure of it, and he's just pulled across a couple of them. There's Brucey Greenhill kicking back into play. His kick setting for the big ones. Leary up, can't handle it. Seddon gains possession, kicks it down onto the wing. Elliott out to take the mark on the Ryde Street centre wing. He's come a long way out for the kick, but he's come out to settle things down a little bit. And there he is, ton of experience. Michael Elliott, century goal kicker this year. He goes on with a little short one, and that's marked by John Hollis. John Hollis won't play on either. 26 minutes into the final quarter of this 1978 grand final. Now Hollis will kick big. He does, giving Smart the chance to jump for it. Smart's marked it too. Oh, he's called play on. Coming through was Martin. Now it's gathered in again by Smart. Taps it out. A tired Graham Mackey hand passes it to a Mickey Elliott. Onto the left foot goes Elliott. It's bounced. Smothered up by McCann, nearly lost his footing, but he's played on, bounced it twice, streaming out of defence, going straight up the middle. That's a big kick too. It's Sandy Bay trying to pluck it down, they can't. Knocked up by Leary, it's a smother-up ball. Pat O'Dwyer in possession. Sandy Bay trying to get out of trouble. Glenorchy just as desperate to cover it up. And right on the centre wing, there's Robbie Stringer picking himself up, Robbie Dykes, and underneath all of that, Johnny Kuipers, and it's going to be bounced. As Johnny Kuipers in a heap of trouble at the moment, the trainer with him, and he's heading towards the boundary line with a couple of trainers, but the umpire is Manson, about to bounce the ball once again on the Ryde Street wing. Knocked down by Pat O'Dwyer, drifting in Glenorchy, they kick it high. Desi James sitting underneath it, he'll get the free kick. Timmy Woodham just trying to obstruct Desi James as he was getting to the ball, and there's Desi James with the at centre half back to keep Sandy Bay a little bit more settled, and he's arrowing this one out towards the centre of the ground. Yes, it almost will play on, was it? No, it's a good mark if it is to Mickey Rodwell. A clean mark to Mike Rodwell, just in between centre and centre half back for the Magpies. 27.5 minutes into this final quarter, Mal, and Sandy Bay leading by 2 kicks.
Here's Rodwell's kick, a beauty right up over the centre of the ground. Up goes a pack, no one can take the mark. A pack of players on the ball. Here's a chance as Robbie Dykes gets it, boots it in towards the full forward position. Greenhill backs his judgment, had the ball, he's lost it. Play on as the call as Kuipers takes the kick out of the last line of defence, back into the centre of the ground, and there's the mark taken on the chest by John Pilkington. This fella can kick a mile, moves out of the centre now. There's the punt kick up, beautiful kick, tremendous torpedo punt, almost making the goal square. Up went Males a mile there, couldn't bring it down. Pack of players, DiVenuto's got it, grabbed too high but scrambles a kick out of the pack. Here's a chance for Barwick, picks it up cleverly, he'll be met strongly, plays on, left puts it in towards goal, out of bounds on the full.
Well, it's an enormous grand final, as we've mentioned all the way through this final quarter, and it's one of the most tension-packed grand finals that I've seen here at league headquarters for a long, long time. And here we see Johnny Kuipers kicking Sandy Bay out of their back pocket with a very long kick, and there's the siren. And Sandy Bay have won 3 in a row, and an exuberant Paul Sproul races out onto the ground. The final score, Sandy Bay 11-14, 80. They've defeated Glenorchy 9-15, 69. There's Paul Sproul on your screen now, racing out to Graham Mackey. And a tremendous grand final here this afternoon, with Sandy Bay have been able to pull off by 11 points.
Well, there's the scene as spectators make their way onto the ground. A great performance by the Sandy Bay side. They were badly beaten here about a fortnight ago by the Magpies, but they've come up through the preliminary final with a good win last week over New Norfolk, and they've gone from strength to prove without doubt that they're the top side in the competition. And in amongst that crowd there somewhere, are members of the victorious team, Sandy Bay. Paul Scrowder's there as well. But it's certainly been a great performance by the Sandy Bay side, and they've thoroughly deserved their victory this afternoon. No one can dispute that.
No, not at all. Mal, there's Paul Scrow now being hoisted high. But of course, Glenorchy have been tremendous competitors today. They've made Sandy Bay do it the hard way, and certainly Glenorchy have justified themselves being up in this grand final today. They made Sandy Bay fight all of the way, but to the credit of Sandy Bay, whatever adversities they've had with players that we've, as commentators, have thought may well have not been 100%, they've come up with the goods today, and they have won today